Welcome on in, action figure aficionados. This is Sprues and Studs giving your daily dose of reviews. Man, I would have to say JoyToy action figures are literally falling down like manna from the sky. There are so many new action figures that are coming out that I am so excited to review them. And one of the most exciting lines in recent memory is obviously the Grey Knights as well as the Black Templars for me. But what is going to happen when we decide to review the first of the Adeptus Custodes, the Emperor's finest? In this review, we're going to be taking a first-hand, in-depth look at the Vexilus Praetor, and we will have to see exactly what kind of offering JoyToy has with this action figure, so let's just get started.
Oh, this is a big boy box. Big boy box opening. Super stoked to get into this guy right now. Oh, yeah, look at this guy, so badass. The smell of fresh plastic.
The Emperor's finest squared.
This is, wow. I haven't been this amazed or excited in a little bit. I was actually pretty excited for the Grey Knights, pretty excited for the Emperor's Champions, but these guys are on a whole nother level of badassery and excitement. And what to do except just to dive into this guy. Wow. There is a lot of stuff going on with this Vexilus Praetor, and the armor is just gorgeous. I love the gold armor. What do they call it in there? Aromite? Anyways, let's just take a look at this lovely action figure. So looking at the helmet, you have this very intricate design up here, and then more cool designs over here where the earpiece is located. You've got that interesting looking cabling for, I believe, the respirators. You have this very prominent gem that's sitting in the middle of the helmet. And this gem, I love it, is undercoated silver and overcoated a translucent blue. And the same goes with the lenses. I think they just painted the lenses a translucent red over this metallic color already. Let me look at the top because it is so friggin' ornate. Look at this thing. So there is a gigantic, I'm going to say eagle. It's obviously this nice bronze or gold color, and it's actually highlighted a nice silver, especially on the edges and the raised areas, which is really nice. And then the same goes for this whole entire helmeted area. So we're going to take a look at these pauldrons, and the pauldrons are also very ornate looking and very unique as well. So you've got these cool looking arrows that are spreading out from this center region with this red gem along with this blue gem on the side. And I believe this should be the same thing on the other side. And yes, it is. Look at this ornate chest piece. So I'm going to assume that these are feathers. You get to see this characteristic gold color that is all throughout the Custodes, and all this stuff is highlighted a nice silver, which is great. Then you flip this around here and you get a lot more of an ornate back. You obviously don't have the characteristic backpack, but this serves as the backpack for this Vexilus Praetor in Terminator armor. So we're going to flip this around again and take a look at the other accessories. So you have this very ornate looking gauntlet here. We've got this Aquila, nice gemming that's going on. This thing could almost be the Infinity Gauntlet, where it's got these gems that are here too. So, wow, there is a lot of stuff going on with this thing. I believe this is a wrist-mounted bolter, just like how the Grey Knights have it. You can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments section. I'm not too familiar with this piece of machinery. You get to see the characteristic black casing. It is highlighted nice white. Okay, moving on to the lower half of this very excellent and Baroque looking action figure. I'm going to straighten out this area. Look at this thing. This is the most massive belt buckle that I've literally seen in my life. Look at the ornateness on this thing. More blue gemming here. More of these cool looking arrows that are radiating from this symbol here. This more of this double Aquila. And this is also made of it's of a stiffer plastic than what you find in a cape. But look at this thing. There are so many things, so many gems that are going on. Again, you get a very gladiator, Roman type theme, more blue gemming down here. There's red gemming. And then on the side of this Praetor, you have even more iconography and action going on. So we're going to look at this very large, I don't know if you want to call it a cape. It could be a mini skirt for all I care. This is obviously a darker color compared to the ones that we've been seeing from the Black Templars. And then you get more of these highly detailed accessories that are hanging out down here. Let's put this guy down and take a look at the Vexilla. So this is the end of the Vexilla. And even this thing has a lot of Baroque iconography that is reflective of the Praetor over here. So this is obviously the end in which the Praetor is going to hold, and this is of a kind of a brown maroonish kind of color, but you can see it's also been highlighted here. And then you have the end, which you can probably double as a spear. Got these two eagle heads. Now let's look at this thing, the Vexilla itself. I mean, we've seen some really ornate standards, just like the one with the Grey Knights, as well as the standard bearer for the Ultramarines. But this thing is on a whole different level of badassery here. So you've got a very, very distinct double Aquila. You got these eagle heads on the side. Obviously the wings, more of this beautiful iconography, and the feathers of this double eagle down here. As I'm looking at this, the highlighting is a little bit less than it is on the Terminator, but it's still there. So let's look at this tassel here. So this is probably the most ornate and most detailed tassel that I've seen from JoyToy yet. You've got these dark shading that's going on over here. You have the base red color, and then finally you have yellow highlights that are streaming up top here. All right, let's put this down, and we're going to take a look at the Misericordia. That's what I'm going to assume this dagger type thing is. And this Misericordia reflects the whole entire body of the Terminator. So you've got these gold sections that are here, more eagle iconography on the hilt, and then at the end of it, and you get to see some interesting shading over here. And then it attaches to the body of the Terminator by this peg here, and you can actually take this thing out and look at this wicked looking thing. So unlike the rest of the power swords that we have seen, this is just a monochrome gunmetal color. There are no highlights going on. But regardless, this is a wicked looking hand-to-hand combat piece. So there's only one thing to do except to arm this thing. So we're going to put this together. It attaches like that. I have to zoom out a little bit later to show you exactly how tall this thing is. But I'm going to say that this is at least double the size of the Terminator. I'm going to put this down, and then we can put the tassel up top. It just fits in this with like a peg type mechanism here. It's not really a mechanism, but here you go. It fits like that. And the Misericordia attaches to the back right here, like that. And now we are going to give this Praetor his Vexilla. But in order to give him the Vexilla, we're going to have to replace the hand. The hand is just a peg mechanism. You're just going to pop this off. Pop the peg off in the process too. Put this ball joint in, and then put this here. Bingo. And now we can give him his Vexilla. Wow, look at that. All right, I'm going to zoom out a little bit so you can see exactly how tall this thing is. Look at how tall this Vexilla is. I would say in real life, this is probably like, what, 20 feet? This is ridiculous, but it's so awesomely ridiculous. All right, folks, the first of the Adeptus Custodes have been reviewed, so let me wrap this one up.
Wow, would you just look at the magnificence of this action figure. I was actually intending on putting all three of these Adeptus Custodes action figures to review on one singular video, but after actually just reviewing this guy, I knew that I had to put every single one of these guys under the sun in their own specific video. I don't know, man. I would have to say that this line might actually be even better than the Grey Knight Terminators, which I hold as the #1 line that JoyToy has released. So what is there not to like about this Baroque, very gold very shiny looking Terminator. It's fantastic. You look at the Vexilus itself, it is super ornate and it's highly detailed. So weirdly enough, one of my favorite areas on this Terminator is actually the tassel itself. It is highly detailed, it is highly highlighted, as well as shaded. And the various iconography on this Alaris Terminator armor is just beyond belief and detail. So what's the final verdict on this action figure? Get it. That's it. That's all I can say. So this is Sprues and Studs. Thanks again for tuning into my reviews. I'm very, very appreciative to you all that tune in, day out. I thank you all for dropping a comment and dropping a like. It is very much appreciated and definitely keeps the channel going. And as usual, I will see you all in the next one.